either, did Maswanganya, and then to open his account in that fashion, absolutely brilliant. He also assisted the third for Zakile Lepasa, who got 2 over the weekend.
And also what attributes to that as well is the different position that he plays for Orlando Pirates, you know, high up the pitch and more like a free role, and uses creativity where the Super Sport using most of the time as an impact player but also out wide, and it's 2 different systems, but this one fits him so well.
China to Sibisi, comfortable with the ball at feet is China, despite a mistake against Royal AM. Nicely freeing Paseka Marco was Sibisi. And that's just ever so slightly ahead of Maswanganya. And I was mentioning the fact that Cape Town City was shut out in their previous 2 games. The last time they were shut out in successive games was at the very end of the 2021-22 season. If they failed to score against Orlando Pirates tonight, it would be the first time in 3 games, or going 3 games without scoring across the same season, since May of 2021. So they are a side that don't often have dry spells in front of goal that last particularly long.
And also with Cape Town City, it's always been a team that you have midfielders actually, you know, contributing as well to goal scoring, and this season hasn't been one. And knowing that Mayo was the player for them last season that had so many goals as a joint top goal scorer, so now they haven't found any solution now that Mayo is in and out of the team. So the players that are playing the midfielders, they need to come on board and be able to put the scoring goals in.
Now it's given away by Mofokeng. Opportunity here for Cape Town City. They'll have to reset from the left if indeed that had been kept alive, but too strong for Venezuelan Don Gonzalez. Half a dozen goals in the league last season for Gonzalez, an improvement on the single goal he managed the previous campaign. As Zakile Lepasa tries to take that rather extravagantly, but considering the form that he's in at the moment, it's worth trying anything that you can conceive of as the ball comes towards you.
Yeah, and that's as a player you want to play actually with confidence, and he's the player right now that is high in confidence, and it seems like as a new player, you swear that he's just signed a new contract, just a new player. The Pirates, he's just enjoying himself, and also the understanding within each other.
Maswanganya sending Mokeke down the wrong street as this is rolled into the path here of Tabang Monare. He puts it across. We expect him to try and find a teammate rather than taking it on from a tight angle like that. Tabang Monare has just 1 goal of the past 3 seasons for Orlando Pirates.
And it was a good run indeed from a midfielder that normally you never see Tabang Monare taking those advanced positions in terms of running, but you can see the confidence that was in the team, the fluidity, the understanding of how one needs to be positioning himself. He finds himself in those attacking spaces.
That's not his best delivery out from the back. Sipo Chaina, who has an assist to his name this season.
Not so many players can say that.
Not at all. By the way, Zakele Lapasa, the man to have profited from that aforementioned assist from Sipho Chaine. 3 days out from an excellent brace against a Vaal club. Zakele Lapasa header to open the scoring, and then the third goal, a very, very neat finish. Just how would I describe it? Clipping it over the goalkeeper. Not quite a chip, not quite a low finish, a combination of the two.
It's a finisher of a player who's in confidence.
Yeah, because it's an improvised finish. Yeah. It's a little better from Chaine, still doesn't locate the target. Well, Gonzalez under pressure from Bandile Shandu, who's been penalised here.
And if you look at how two teams have set themselves out there, I mean, it's going to be the battle there between Gonzalez and Shandu. They're going to have to cancel each other out because they more or less play the same system.
Under a bit of pressure is Keanu Cupido. He's been ever present for Cape Town City this season. Every minute of their league campaign so far, as well as the cup match that they lost against Kaizer Chiefs in TNA quarter-final. Now it's broken kindly here for Orlando Pirates. Zakele Lapasa turning on the edge of the area. Oh. He is having the season of his life. It is an absolutely sublime effort from Zakele Lapasa. And Orlando Pirates lead inside 10 minutes.
This is the man that seems to don't know how to not stop scoring. I mean, look at the ball inside the box there, but look at how he uses his body very well there against Cupido. He knew exactly where the ball was. He knew exactly that after turning there, just going to put it at the top corner. Look at that. That's what you need from a striker. Use the body very well. The Kayla there, such a beautiful goal from the passer. Technique.
You can talk about the technique, you can talk about his pace and strength all day long, but you have to talk about the mental fortitude of a man who has come under heavy scrutiny in the past, but has somehow been able to rise above it. Keanu Cupido might be struggling here, which would be a massive blow for City, bearing in mind that he has played every minute for them this season so far. Still thinking about that goal.
I'm still thinking.
Let me go over some numbers for you. We know that Zakele Lapasa has been short on goals of the past few seasons. He's now equaled his best ever tally in a single season. That came all the way back for TS Galaxy. He got 9, 5 in the first division and 4 in the cup en route to winning it against Kaizer Chiefs. So he's equaled his best ever tally. Since then, he's only scored 7 in all competitions across the past 4 seasons, and he's on to 9 in all comps already for this campaign. 7 in all competitions over the past 4 seasons, 9 already, and we are 7 games into the new season.
Impressive stats indeed. Impressive start from Zakele Lapasa. And you spoke about the mental attitude. I think it's so important in today's day and era. You know, you need to really focus on the job that you need to do, and Lapasa has been working so hard behind closed doors. And also that's pre-season as well, coming back, that goal against that he scored here for the national team. I think also that's one of those goals that set things up for him. and you can see what a player can do whenever they play with so much confidence.
Now Eric Tinkler, Pirates caretaker around 8 or so years ago, and then permanent coach for about a year after being appointed in 2015. Back at the Orlando Stadium, he has some serious issues to contend with. Keanu Cupido has been able to make his way back onto the field, but now Darwin Gonzalez has something to worry about. And we might be, would you think we might be seeing the introduction of Kenny Samayo just a little bit earlier than we might have? He hasn't been in the best form of late.
Yeah. He hasn't been, but I think he's the one most attacking player on the bench. If they actually now, Gonzalez have problems in that.
Oh, it's a horrible error from Sipochai. He is the perpetrator of an ugly foul here. And the Orlando Pirates players have taken umbrage. Yeah, he's in conversation with Ndlondlo saying, this is what was done to me.
Yeah.
So it's a clear indication that he's gone in harder than he would have.
Yeah, he's retaliating indeed.
Michael Mosimeng has an opportunity to just take his time in terms of rendering a decision here, as he is obliged to check on the
that is the follow through. I think he caught him there with his right knee, and I think more of anything else, it was just the retaliation from the foul that he thought he was deserving early on.
Well, you can't take the law into your own hands. Jose Rivero is usually a fairly mild-mannered gentleman. He's actually in conversation with Darwin Gonzalez right now. The two of them share a language, so it would have been pretty easy for them to converse. Approaching the quarter-hour mark here at the Orlando Stadium. It's a wonder goal from Zakele Lepasa that separates these two sides. Let's not forget that both meetings last season, the side that conceded first went on to win the game.
It doesn't seem to be comfortable. And also when you look at the bench, you still have the young boy Rhodes that has been doing so well for Cape Town City. You do have Mayo that maybe not, in his best form yet, but in any day he can cause an upset if and be given an opportunity. So they do have players that can come in, and if Gonzalez is not feeling well, to come and replace and maybe impact the game a little more positively.
Hockey was put under pressure. Orlando Pirates have the ball back. Ndlondlo, Narit Hockey. An option on the far side in the form of Zakele Lepasa. He's threaded the through for Marco. Maswangani's skill doesn't come to anything this time around, but he still has it, and he's won a corner.
He's just skating out there.
Yeah.
Just skating, is having so much fun. He spoke about his importance within this team, the creativity, the flair, and he's so smart playing in between the lines.
Two centre halves up from the back as Darren Keats collects comfortably. And he's bowled this out for Gonzalez. Gonzalez only really has one option, but he needed to get a little bit more elevation on that ball. Easily cut out. Down once again. Looks like Eric Tinkler will be forced into a change, so things not going particularly well for him.
No, this one is just this was in the earlier incident where he felt that he was injured by Shandu, the one that he actually ended up retaliating, which is the injury now that you can see that I'm struggling with. But my question is as well is to, now that Gonzalez is not there, the speed that he possesses on the left side, it looks like he's going to be substituted. Now, Coach Eric Tinkler now, is he going to turn things around, swap a little bit, to maybe change a little bit of information, or continue with the way that he's playing? Maybe Rhodes coming in, Mayo, but Mayo is not a winger, doesn't have the speed to actually now defend against Shandu on the left hand side. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Coach Eric Tinkler has.
Well, we know that's a new poster because it's just been updated with the 9-goal tally that Lepasa has. And you know, halfway through the league campaign, we will pause for the Africa Cup of Nations, and Lepasa knows he's going to be competing for places with the likes of Foster, Percy Tau, Lebo Mutiba. Seems like he's coming back into a little bit of form. So yes, over the past few games he has been leading the line, and he's also bagged a goal, but can't take anything for granted. He needs to keep being consistent.
100%.
This is Munare. It's a lovely touch from Maswanganyi, so tight. Just gets away from Ndlondlo. And he's thrown himself to the ground to ensure that Cape Town City can't get forward from that moment. Probably suited him quite well.
And Mayo.
And Mayo, of course. Yeah. And it's primed for a left-footed taker. Tukutumela's on the scene. Huliman appears to be walking away, leaving just Inya and Kutumela to again, Kutumela, who just turned 30 years old last month, didn't make an impact at Mamelodi Sundowns, Actually, his time at Orlando Pirates as well, not particularly fruitful. He scored just 3 goals in 24 league appearances for the Buccaneers. King did well to win that in the air, and it went down under the challenge from Mokeke.
They need to find a solution there, Mokeke and Mbina in that midfield, and City, when the City's midfield is stronger in terms of defending, they play a little more better, and they seem to be struggling here with the Mofokeng coming in from the left side position.
Yeah, becomes struggling with the agility, the mobility.
Yeah.
And the coach really is trusting Mofokeng despite his tender age this season. He's starting for the 5th time this season in all competitions. That's just over the head of Lepasa.
And also with Mofokeng, I think he continues to play well, and it makes it easy for the coach to be able to continue choosing him, because the talent that he has and the understanding as well of the game tactically, I think it's very impressive.
Kize. Mistake from Brisembina, but it's gone out, so City can reset. Orlando Pirates in possession. Londlo for Mofokeng. That's when Ganyu beats it to the ball. As in Nyama. It's just straight out as he tried to run the flank. Touchdown via the head. As Cape Town City will come away with it. Mokeke now. There's a lot of space for Gonzalez, but the pass doesn't make its way through to him. The Pirates have had almost double the amount of passes as Cape Town City up to this point, as Sakele Lepasa gets it again. Trying his luck is Mofokeng. Rebound falling for Paciencia.
They seem to be struggling, Cape Town City. They haven't adjusted to the pace of the game. Every time there's a little bit of pressure, they're losing the balls, and they need to start playing. They need to have more passing lines and create chances from there, because now they look like they just want to be defending.
Pasega Marco for Mofokeng. Dlondlo. Mofokeng again. Well read by Tariq Philis. Rasankanyi.
He's putting on a show tonight.
His former team, Supersport United, by the way, went down 3-0 to Le Mans for Golden Arrow, so they were the side that were keeping track with Mamelodi Sundowns, the best of all the teams in the division, having only dropped 2 points up until tonight. But Arrows beating them at their temporary home ground of Peter Mokaba Stadium. Supersport United with a long and impressive run at home, but I guess they wouldn't call Puluwane home.
Yep.
That's that run coming to an end.
I mean, it must be tough for the players as well. Yeah. You know, always travel there to go play your home game.
Oh, this is clever. Wow, referee, he was on the scene, didn't see anything wrong with that. It was Zakele Lepasa slipping in. Paseka Marco is making a run from deep. Khoriman. Wasn't sensing the presence of Maswanganyi behind him, but the Pirates man has fouled him.
We haven't seen much of Khoriman. We all know that he gets inside the box, energetic, wants to combine with players, but I think that two-man midfield there with Mbina and Mokeke, they need to fix. If they become solid and stable there, and then they'll be able to engage your Gonzalez, your Nyama, and Kutumela as well, that we haven't seen much of the game.
Brisembina, far too strong for Inyama, and that's not the way to engage him in the game. And he will become progressively more frustrated, you would feel.
It will be. And then if you're going to see actually that players now are going to struggle now to get into the game, because the more minutes are going, Orlando Pirates is gaining that momentum. So if you're ever chasing and struggling to get into the game, and you need your core players, your important players in the team, to be able to stamp their authority and try and play even under difficult circumstances.
Look, step through for Lepasa. Now out wide for Mofokeng. Teasing him, Kize. The veteran's got the better of him this time around. Bina. It's a fairly decent pick out. Well judged in the air by Bandile Shandu. Shandu already 2 goals this season. He went throughout the last campaign without scoring. His best in domestic football, the 17-18 season for Maritzburg United, he scored 3 goals. There is Shandu. Must point out that 2 seasons back, though, as Orlando Pirates went to the final of the Confederation Cup, where they lost against Berkane, he chipped in with 4 goals.
Yeah.
Now the referee has involved himself.
Yeah, he got into his way there from Masangani to be able to get the ball on the other side. He wants also to be part of the show a bit. To enjoy a show a bit, referee.
So 30 minutes have elapsed here at the Orlando Stadium. Zakele Lepasa's 9th minute goal that separates these two sides. Minute goal, his 9th of the season, for a man who, I guess, is demonstrating why he does have that number 9 on his back, which is usually a very weighty number.
Good pressing there from Orlando Pirates, forcing Cape Town City to make those type of mistakes. And Cape Town City being a team that likes to play very comfortable in the ball, Orlando Pirates are making sure that they're making them uncomfortable.
Across straight at Darren Keat. Paciencia, nice touch. He's been fouled here by Nkosinathi Sibisi. Will be the second player to go into the referee's book after Darwin Gonzalez.
Good touch there from Princess. He was gone there. CBC knew that had to try and stop him before they get into that last attacking third.
CBC celebrates his 28th birthday next month. Good age profile for the 2 centre-backs for Orlando Pirates. 28, Milky 27, Sibisi. Got the likes of Patrick Maswangani, 25 years of age. Lepasa, 26. The youngster Mofokeng Saleng still in his early to mid-20s. So it's a team that you can see growing season by season, potentially, if they can retain all of their players.
Yeah. That's what you want. That's how you want to build a team for championship.
Yeah.
You need to have the right age within the team and try and get consistency from there. And what's more important as well is understanding. And then it forces you now, with every season, you add on quality, because you already do have quality. You don't start over from scratch as a new team.
Gankeet will be pressed. This time he got it out of his feet as quickly as he could. And Bina scampering to retrieve that. Michael winning the area ball. again, Darren Keats being utilised probably a little more often than he would like. Londlo. Sipho Chaina has some really good goalkeepers waiting in the wings. So far this season he has held down that number 1 position. Pachani is actually deputizing today. Richard Ford and Lucy Buthelezi in the ranks of the Buccaneers. Sefasa Nyama works this out wide. The cross does come in, and it will be Tariq Filis of all people to keep it alive. Decent cross as well, and not a good enough connection from Nyama.
And on his favorite left foot, thought they could have done a bit better there. But it was let down by that connection, but it was a good ball there from Filis inside the box.
Khuriman being tracked by 3 players. He's somehow stuck out of foot whilst on the ground, and it's fallen here for Gonzalez. Shanda takes care of the situation.
I guess also from Orlando Pirates' perspective as well, there's moments as well where they force him to play out from the back, even though, you know, it's not even clear out. The spaces are not clear out, and they're going to get caught if they don't, they're not aware of those.
Well, it's a really decent cross from a centre half.
Phillies getting there as a left wing back because of the playing 3 at the back, but very comfortable in both feet. And there with Nyama coming in from the wing play, expecting him to get a better connection on his favourite foot.
Larry comes away with it. Prisampina has the strength to get in front of him. Larry's still down, and he's clutching his face. I noticed a little bit of an elbow that came up. Prisampina is over to apologize to Monare.
These are the skills of Maswanganyi. But also I think he's so comfortable within the team, the understanding, the flow as well, very creative. And also it helps as well when you have better quality players around you. It helps your quality level as well to go up the notch.
Shone in pre-season out in Spain, did Maswanganyi. He's carried that momentum into the new league season. Okay, clipped forward. Oki under it. Prisampina wins that loose ball. Now Mofokeng with a lovely touch into the path of Maswanganyi. Quick thinking from Mofokeng, keeps it alive for Orlando Pirates. And the header in for Saleng. Monopoli Saleng. And now it's dropping for Lepasa. Oh, still Lepasa. An excellent defending from Keanu Cupido to keep it out. Here's Ntlondlo.
That's a chance indeed for Orlando Pirates to increase the lead. Very clever thinking there from Mofokeng, but also Saleng never giving up. And I also think that with Lepasa, I think he was more worried of Gonzalez coming into the ball, so he lost side of the ball. That's why I couldn't get enough connection on it. But look again, he fights for it. Cupido there putting his body on the line.
Keith will handle that. Coming into this game, Zakele Lepasa was 6th in terms of shots taken this season in the league, just the DStv Premiership, which pretty good considering most other players had played 1, sometimes 2 more games than he had.
Yeah.
And shooting accuracy, 3rd best in the division of any player to have taken 5 or more shots. Only Asunapolis and Laulake ahead of him in that regard. He's been very accurate with the shots that he has taken today, scoring and hitting the target. That one blocked by Cupido. Not sure if the missed attempt on the volley will go down as anything.
A lot of bodies now falling down. There's the passer on the other side as well. Cupido seems to be struggling, and City now, you can see that there's no enough communication or understanding in that defense and in that midfield. I think the approach for today from Cape Town City makes things very difficult for themselves to be able to try and create enough chances to hurt Orlando Pirates.
Well, this is the 2nd time in the half that Keanu Cupido has gone down, and there's been a little bit of worry about the 25-year-old, but it does seem to be retreating rather gingerly towards the dugout. Eric Tinkler has overseen 10 league games in charge of other sides against Orlando Pirates. He has just 1 win, 3 losses and 6 draws. That's across stints with Maritzburg, Supersport United and Cape Town City. Didn't meet Orlando Pirates in the league as coach of Chippa United, although they did lose in the Telkom knockouts to the Buccaneers. So all told, not the best record against his former side. Both sides have players off the park at the moment. Passer for Pirates and Cupido for Cape Town City. They both have re-entered the fray. Saleng for Pirates. Shandu. Monare. There's Ndlondlo. Looking for that option. Finds Marco. For King. And Ndlondlo. Now Shandu can't bring it out of the air. That's swashbuckling stuff from the Buccaneers. Just until that final moment.
Yeah, such a good ball there from Ndlondlo. Good vision from him. After such an interesting play from the left-hand side. And Shandu, that's what he does best. Sneaking just behind the left back here, getting himself in those areas where he scores a lot of goals.
14 previous league meetings between these sides, and it is incredibly even as Pacencia tries to work the space to shoot from an angle. 3 wins apiece, 8 draws across 14 previous meetings for these two clubs. Fairly even in terms of goals scored as well. Been 35, now 36 goals in this particular fixture. With 28 different goal scorers now. Pule, or rather, Pule Saleh. Pule just popped into my mind because for Orlando Pirates, he's the player who's got more goals against Cape Town City than any other player, 3 in total. Ayanda Patosi has 3 for City. He's their top scorer against Orlando Pirates. There's a Pirates corner as we enter into the final 2 minutes of regulation time in the first half. There might be a healthy chunk of additional time though. Paseka Marco. Oh, ever so close for Tabang Monare, just couldn't get the right kind of connection on that header. Lovely ball in from Marco. Pocket. Chaine making 20th league start for Orlando Pirates this evening. Before he had arrived at the club, he had only ever made 23 league starts in the top flight across his entire career. Barking out instructions last season in games in which they conceded first, 8 of them in total. They managed to come away with 3 wins, including against the Buccaneers back in January. Also came from behind against Chipper and Royal AM last season in the league. So as suspected, a few minutes, 3 exactly before the ref will signal for half time. Ambina Khuriman quickly releases Placencia, and off his line is Sipo Chaine. He's a very mobile goalminder. King can't squeeze the ball past Mokek. Cupido. Kick looks long. Gonzalez. His header infield, picked off by Sibisi. Sinclair's City side could lose 3 successive games for the first time since the beginning of last season. They lost their opening 3 games before going on to turn the tide. Also staring down the potential of 4 successive defeats in all competitions as the ball is given away to Maswan Ganyi. The last time that Cape Town City lost 4 successive games in all competitions was back in February of 2018 when they suffered 4 successive league defeats. So by their standards, a fairly poor spell that they're enduring at the moment. Still another half to come. It's a delicate touch from Mofokeng to get the ball back to Monare and try to play it through for Saleng. Chalina does what's necessary. So the whistle sounds from Michael Mosimeng. First half at the Orlando Stadium in the books. Eric Tinkler's side were trailing 9 minutes into this encounter. Zakele Lepasa turning and depositing the ball in the top corner with an absolutely excellent strike. That's what separates the two sides. Zakele Lepasa now just a goal shy of hitting double figures for the first time in a single season. Orlando Pirates, though, do know that in their past league game they had the lead and saw that wiped out. Turning and depositing the ball in the top corner with an absolutely excellent strike. That's what separates the two sides. Zakele Lepasa now just a goal shy of hitting double figures for the first time in a single season. Orlando Pirates, though, do know that in their past league game they had the lead and saw that wiped out.
standing there, but coming in as a centre back, and also it's realizing as well standing there, but coming in as a centre back, and also it's realizing as well that Cape Town City, they're not troubling them much, especially there from the striker position. So I don't think there should be any issue for them, but I think the change of mentality from the Cape Town City team, I think they need to start playing, they need to want it more, they need to get into those areas, they need to win their own duels.
Innocent Mayela has taken the captain's armband. He is the club captain, but when he doesn't play, like he does, he gets that skipper's armband. Tell us maybe a secret from the dressing room, and I know players always back themselves even in the trickiest of situations, but is it from a technical team perspective, or maybe even from the player himself, identifying that this Joe Pacencia is giving Sibisi a little bit of a hard time, perhaps with his physicality? Sibisi is not the tallest of centre halves. Is that something recognised by the technical team, or even the player with their input to say, I'm struggling in this regard and this regard, perhaps? Because he did get the yellow against the Angolan.
His partner Shoki, you might speak about the troubles and the challenges that you're having, but from a technical perspective, is you're looking at the games ahead. What is it that you need to do to save? Because you do have the understanding between the two pairings, Boki and CBC, and you don't want to lose either. So you better save them, especially realizing that
of their MTN8 semi-final. That's where Stellenbosch got the better of them at the beginning of this month. A single goal to nil as Innocent Mayela is involved for the first time, getting his first feel of the physicality that Paciencia provides. Guane through for Kutumela. Kutumela plucked from the National First Division, where he was with Baraka, to join Orlando Pirates. As mentioned in the first half, where he was with Baraka to join Orlando Pirates. As mentioned in the first half, perhaps didn't produce the goal return that they would have liked. Didn't produce the goal return that they would have liked from him, as this is lifted in by Nyama, but he's put a little too much on that cross. Off-season recruit from TS Galaxy, player who emerged from the Stars of Africa Academy. He's only starting for the second time this season. His first start was against Supersport United. Otherwise, he's appeared in every single game that City have played this season, but as a sub.
And with that, Grant, I think when you have a player like Nyama playing in this system, playing from the right-hand side, being lopsided, you want an overlap from either Khudeman, either Tamam Kiza, and it's not even happening. So that's why they don't have enough players going up front to actually cause problems, because you have three at the back, but the Khudeman needs to start making those runs that we know him of.
Orlando Pirates lost two games, both in the CAF Champions League preliminary stage, as Sakele Lepasa is flagged for offside. I mention that because they were actually supposed to squeeze in a game against Swallows after coming back from the Comores, but they had to postpone that turnaround time just a little too tight. The Pirates already know of their next CAF Champions League obligation. They will face Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana in the first leg away, as Maswangani latches onto this one. He only really has one option ahead of him at the moment. Sakele Lepasa hasn't been able to successfully pick up Mofokeng, who does get onto the ball eventually after some fairly lax defending from City. Another shot on target.
Another shot on target. Orlando Pirates seems to try and also continue the dominance that we saw in the first half. And a three-man defense there, you need Mukeke to be able to slot in into the centre back if there is problems, especially on the right or on the left when Pirates are attacking.
Seizing upon it is Ndlondlo. Kize stuck in a boot. City captain has managed to escape the attentions of Ndlondlo. This is from Keke. Ciencia. two men for company. Sekamarko helping out Innocent Maela. This is with Kutumela. Gonzalez, Kutumela again. Nyama. Cleverly retain the ball. Do City, Mukeke, Mukwane. Khudiman. There's Gonzalez, low cross in. It's behind Kutumela, but it falls for Khudiman. Wide.
Better there from Cape Town City. Very composed on their build-up. You can see they're finding the passing lines, which is something that we didn't see in the first half. A little more better, but also good cross equally there inside the box. Khudiman, that's where you want to see him. The first half, he was never arrived at Orlando Pirates box. But there, I think he could have done better, at least try and force a save, but also look at Masongane, putting himself on the line there, putting his body on the line rather to try and defend it. And this is a player that is so creative playing up front. You can see the commitment from Orlando Pirates players.
Well, he's responsible for one of City's 3 goals in all competitions this season. That was the winner against Morocco Swallows in their second league game. He managed 2 goals in the league last season, did Tahir Khudiman. Both came in victories against Royal AM, and he also scored against Swallows last season. There's Maswangani for Orlando Pirates. Sneaking it through there to Bandile Shandu. Shandu likes to make those runs from the back line, but he doesn't hug the flank. He comes inside and gets himself into goal-scoring positions.
And it becomes so difficult to defend that, because once you're a fullback, when a wing-back comes through, you want him to hog the line to try and bring the cross. But because he runs inside, so therefore a centre-back is never sure whether to take him or the left-back. So that's why it is so good getting into those positions to be able to score those goals.
I would imagine as well there's a risk and reward element, because he would leave a bit of a gap at the back.
Yeah, that's where now you want your Monares to be able to cover that ground.
Yeah.
And he does that so well.
I had spoken briefly of the MTN8 semi-final, first leg coming up pre-international break, and post-international break, Pirates taking on running Galaxy in the second round of CAF Champions League matches. If they win that two-legged tie, they will go into the group stages. That is what they desire, but they should be expecting a tough fight from Galaxy, who actually got the better of a fairly prominent side from Uganda, that being Vipers, 3-2 on aggregate in their preliminary round tie. Toss back into play where Mofokeng tosses with Mkhize. Man who has been with Cape Town City since the very start of this project. Way back in 2016 now. You must reflect with pride upon your time with the team, even though it was towards the tail end of your career, but the steps that they've made and the ambitious recruitment, I guess, and you were part of that, to bring someone high profile to the club just to gain a little bit more exposure. Everything they've done has been very considered.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at how they started. I think 2 weeks before the league started, they had 14 players at the time. And to see Thabo Mkhize still captaining the team and playing and still being part of the team ever since then, but also progressively John has been bringing in new talents and making sure that it competes, and it's always been impressive to see City among the top 4 teams or top 5 teams within the season.
Never fallen outside of that bracket since their inception, as Monopule Saleng has the ball nicked off his toes by Tahir Khudiman. He's looking up for an option, and there were a couple of good ones ahead of him. And the Pirates last season in the league only lost once when scoring the opener, and that was in Cape Town against Cape Town City. It was the first time since May 2017, that was under Charles Jonafret, that Pirates scored first in a league game and went on to lose. So that happened earlier this year in January. It was the first time since Arrows had come from behind back in 2017. They actually opened the scoring and lost. And it set Orlando Pirates on a bit of a path, that game. After that, they picked up more points than any other side in the division over that spell that came next, outscored every other side in the division. We know that they picked up 55 points in the second half of the season, more than Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns picked up 53 from their final 15 games, although the caveat being that they had already won the league with 7 to spare. But they need to lay a good foundation, otherwise all of that will be in vain.
Yeah, of course, and we all know, especially with the amount of games that they're going to play now, being involved in CAF, come January, come February next year, that's when things become tough too. That depth now becomes so important, and you need that consistency as well. So at 80 on into the season like this, make sure that you collect as many points as you can, so that when you do find challenges, you're not dropping off far off from your target.
That's Tariq Phillies. Mark van Heerden. Ball forward, finds Paciencia. Immediately taken off him by Munare. Ndlondlo. Given away to Khuriman. Slowing the play, waiting for some reinforcements. Mugwane can't force his way past Mofokeng. Has Lepasa up ahead of him. Still Zakele Lepasa was seeking to measure the shot from range. Tamim Kize stolen behind him. It's with Maswangani. Saleng. Clipped over the top, and that one just runs away from Mofokeng.
I think that was an opportunity. They missed Orlando Pirates there with the 1v1 there. I thought Lepasa, with the confidence that he has, it's in the game, I think he'd have taken a chance there against Phillies.
So a triple change to come for Cape Town City. Mayo, Zapata and Rhodes will be brought on. Paciencia as well as Kutumela and Gonzalez making way. Well, Mayo did open the scoring the last time Cape Town City came to the Orlando Stadium, all the goals from Tukumanja and Saleng saw Pirates win the game. Jaden Rhodes, a young man who only made his debut about 18 months ago, 20 years of age. Huge prospect for Cape Town City. Comes on, as does Zapata. He replaces Gonzalez. The two of them were on the score sheet in last season's reverse in Cape Town when City came from behind through goals from Gonzalez and Zapata to win that game. Kanyisa Mayo just hasn't found his form this season. Was joint top goal scorer last term with 12. Needed just one more goal to equal their records at Kermit Erasmus and Lebraham Manyama, set as top scorer for Cape Town City in the league. Erasmus back in the 2019-20 season, and Manyama in their maiden campaign in 2016-17. First involvement for the new player onto the park. That being Jaden Rhodes, receiving from Zapata, but it's Orlando Pirates in possession. Saleng's ball in. Oh, got the touch from Lepasa. Akita's well positioned.
Yeah, that was an inviting ball. The good ball there from Saleng there. And Lepasa forever lurking in and around the box, taking that initiative to try and tackle the ball and just get a touch. Maybe just change the direction a little bit, but it's unfortunate, but also Kid there positioned himself very well.
Cape Town City have made all 5 of their available subs. Orlando Pirates. Just the one change at the interval, but they make another couple here with Monopolo Saleng and Mofokeng making way. They introduce Kibedo Dlamini and Dion Hotto. Dion Hotto this season in the league, coming into this game, he's created 5 chances for Orlando Pirates, the same as Mofokeng. Last season, Monopoly Saleng created a total of 55 chances in the league. They'll be hoping for similar numbers from him. And Jaden Rhodes, who is challenging for that ball, he comes into this game having created the most chances for City in the league this season, with half a dozen.
I mean, it's been very impressive this season, especially on the right-hand side, not afraid to take players on. And they need his energy, especially now they're chasing the game. They need his creativity as well. And you can see also just a better second half City are having compared to the first half that they had. Now they're combining a lot of passes, and also they're finding that balance also from the left-hand side where Van Hidden is, because with Phillies there, they couldn't get the left-hand side keep going.
Goedemans done well.
Yeah.
Well, whether it's the altitude or other factors, Cape Town City generally do not do very well away to Gauteng sides, as Goodiman protests the manner in which he was brought down. City have just 4 wins in their last 24 matches away to Gauteng sides, and 3 of those have come in visits against Kaizer Chiefs. The other was Swallows earlier this season, as Mark van Heerden puts in a fairly decent ball. But yeah, those numbers don't make for good reading when it comes to City's travels to this province.
I always find it very difficult. I think at some point they need to start changing those, because those are also the games that, especially from the Gauteng teams, it helps in terms of confidence, because you do have the big teams around here. If you beat those, you start getting that momentum that you need, the confidence within the team. And looking also at the result that Cape Town City been having this season, mix match the performance as well, but they need to start, getting the numbers right on the board and the confidence as well, because Cape Town City, when they're confident, they play beautiful football.
Cheese it, set away to Okwane. It is remarkable, though, that 3 of the 4 wins they've managed over the last 24 trips here have been against Chiefs. In April of 2021, exactly a year later in April of 2022, and then the final game of last season, May of 2023. That ball's not going to make it to its intended target. Oki gets it clear. The best touch from Nyam, Glondlo. Mayela cushion to Hotto. Phillies to his 7th season with Cape Town City. Only missed the opening few games, and he's never played fewer than 24 league matches in a season for Cape Town City. So we'll see if he misses out on any more later in this campaign. Mugwane stroked forward for Nyam. Zapata's ball for Mayo. Might sit up for Goodiman. And can you see Mayo? This was looped up awkwardly. Oh, Sipho Chaina had to take evasive action, palming that over.
Yeah, that deflection helped to get that elevation that Mayo needed. And also clever play there from Goodiman. Even though Mayo was off balance a bit, but he managed to get it on target, and Sipho Chaina there making sure that he keeps things safe.
City's corner taken short. Clipped into the area. Nare beats Phillies to it. Collected here by Mokeke. Flung back out to Guriman. Jaden Rhodes trying to rescue the situation. He's won it off Dlamini. Clever ball forward. There's Rhodes again. Jaden Rhodes is somehow wriggled free here. Paseka Marco has to thrash it clear with Nyama lurking. Incredibly elusive player is Jaden Rhodes.
I think a lot of positive play from Cape Town City, forcing also Orlando Pirates to do a little bit of defensive work as well. And you can see as well, trying to counter press, trying to win the ball back.
Now Hoto's on the move. KK gets across. KK started all 4 of City's games before the defeat to Sekhukhune United last time out, but they introduced to the side for this evening's fixture. Squani has played that straight out. I'd be remiss, Tekov, I spoke at length about Cape Town City's troubles here in Gauteng without speaking about how Orlando Pirates perform against sides visiting them from the Western Cape, and it's unbelievably impressive. Their record at home to Western Cape sides, they're unbeaten in the last 23 matches, winning 15 of those, drawing 8. That was since a 1-0 defeat to Santos in 2009, and it was Owen Isaacs who separated the 2 sides.
That long. Very impressive. Also from a big team like Orlando Pirates, every game that you're going to play, you're trying to win every game that you play because the demands are that from such a big team.
Identify the origin of the issue between Van Heerden and Maswanganyi, because the tangle is with Lebasa as Miguel Tim readies himself on the touchline. Lebasa, air of anticipation as he receives the ball. Now when Klondlo just gets it out of his feet, here's a chance. To Shins, Maswanganyi with the shot towards goal.
Trying to get that second goal to at least to find a buffer a little bit, because you can see Cape Town City are playing a little bit better, and they need to keep probing Orlando Pirates if they want to get that second goal rather.
Into the path here of Dion Hoto. He's chucked it back, but not nearly enough power. Possession ceded to Paseka Marco. Dion Hoto again, nice little give and go with Dlamini. Philly scrapes it clear. This is in Glondlo. Good spell of pressure from Orlando Pirates. Cleverly done. Philip and Glondlo with an effort that I think was heading wide of the mark.
Yeah, I think he rushed it there to play that 1-2. I think he had space. He can still also go on to play a little bit of 1-2 as well with the passes, just to find his balance and also to have the ball and a stronger foot to be able to shoot. But we've seen him there scoring beautiful goals in and around those areas.
That's Dlamini. Cape Town City in possession. Tamim Kize. Guriman. Oh, rather aimless ball forward. And the Pirates yet to keep a clean sheet in the league this season, as Marco almost turns himself into danger. Lost their opener to Stellenbosch and had a 3-0 lead against Royal AM inside the first period here at the Orlando Stadium before the KZN side hit back with one before the break and then another in the second half. Eventually Shandu would wrap things up with Pirates' fourth for a 4-2 win as Dlamini lifts this in. Over via the head of the game's only goal scorer so far. So a very hearty reception for this man, Miguel Tim. He sits on the bench for the first time this evening. Will be making his first appearance of the campaign for Orlando Pirates, having starred for them in his maiden season with the club. That was the last campaign. Miguel Tim will provide just an extra solidity to that midfield as Dion Hotto tries to get away from Mkize.
Yeah, and I think it helps as well to have Monare and team, especially in this stage of the game, to find that balance that you speak about, and also
cleverly turned on by Maswangani for Monare. Now to drop for Dlamini. Maswangani again, gliding past players. Well, it was Monare who ended up having the shot, but I think, as I mentioned a little earlier, just one goal in the past 3 seasons for Monare. That's not what he is known for. Tim knows that he is loved around these parts. Always latches onto that ball from Dlamini, who has a wand of a left foot. It was his crossfield pass that found Monopole Saleng in the dying moments of the Nedbank Cup final for Saleng to turn it into the box for Drukamanja, since departed, to win the game.
he has those passes, Kabelo Dlamini. But it's always been the question of consistency, because if he can do that consistently, I mean, he's so dangerous, especially in the round or 10 position. He can shoot, he has the pass, he's got the creativity. And yeah, just need a little bit of consistency, and especially also looking at the players that Orlando Pirates have acquired this season. He needs to work a little more harder if he has to have a little more of game time.
Last season did see both teams score as Kanisa Mayo was forced backwards here. But prior to that, 4 previous games that had produced winners had all been a shutout for the victor. 3 of those wins were by a single goal margin. We will reiterate, never a win in this particular tie for the visiting team. Cape Town City have won all 3 of their games against Orlando Pirates at home. Pirates the same. They are looking for their 4th this evening against Cape Town City in the league. Just over a quarter hour to play. Mark van Heerden swings the ball in. And the last touch, despite the City appeals, was of one of their players, at least according to the assistant referee. I think I agree.
Yeah, it was the last touch from Phillies there.
Yep.
But when you have Van Heerden on the pitch, you can get those good deliveries inside the box and give it an opportunity to get that equalizer. I think in the first half they struggled with that, finding somebody that can help them in terms of those set pieces.
Well, remember, DSTV is your home of Itiski, and if you update to DSTV stream, you can keep abreast of all the action from the DSTV Premiership. This is the second offering of Tuesday night after SuperSport United fell to Le Mans for Golden Arrows in the earlier game. And there's a very, very busy schedule coming up tomorrow as well, starting with a 5 o'clock kickoff in Polokwane, where Mamelodi Sundowns are visiting newly promoted Rise and Shine. Dion Hotto is stolen in here. Hotto with options, trying to find Zakele Lepasa. Has that remained out? Assistant on the far side says goal, and everyone scurries after Patrick Maswangani. Well, Keat incensed. He feels as though he was able to rescue the ball before it crossed the line. And Maswangani wheeled away in celebration.
And Grant, before we even get to Keat, you look at Cape Town City trying to play from a tight area, losing ball position there, but also Hoto. Look at the composure from Hoto. Never wanted to play it with Eddie using his pace. Good run there from Lepasa, but it found Maswangani further on. This angle doesn't show us.
On first look, I think it's over. This will confirm it 100%. It's probably as tight as it can be.
Yeah. What did they say about the whole circumference of the ball?
Oh man. Well, the assistant on the far side, Romario Piri from Tosmasburg, ruled that the ball had crossed the line, and Patrick Maswanganye, having scored over the weekend a scorcher against Jabal in the CAF Champions League, now has 2 in 2, having never scored a goal for a South African team prior to that. Went through the whole of last season with SuperSport United without finding the back of the net. A change for Orlando Pirates. Tabiz Monyane on for Pandili Shandu.
Yeah, they're like for like, isn't it? Being able to go up and down the right-hand side. And to also come help defensively, you get the second goal.
Look at the second half possession, not a surprise considering Cape Town City chasing the game, but having had far fewer of the ball, far less of the ball in the first half. They've had more of it in the second period.
Yeah, I think it's just the change of personnel as well, and the system a little bit, adjust them, and putting more attacking players on the pitch helped them actually to start playing on Orlando Pirates half. That's why the position improved, and they created half chances, which is something that we didn't see in the first half.
Cape Town City find themselves 2 goals down. There's still time for something to change in this game. 4 years ago, almost exactly 4 years ago, there was a 3-3 draw here at the Orlando Stadium when City took a 2-goal lead. Rasmus scoring Orlando Pirates, you remember it?
Yeah, I remember that goal.
Orlando Pirates went into the lead with 3 goals, 3-2 it was, and then City able to equalise late on. It's the highest scoring fixture between these two sides. Nyama rides the challenge well. He's found Khuriman. Rhodes just straight offside, but he's got himself back behind the defensive line of Orlando Pirates with Mark van Heerden now. Rhodes strokes one in. Sakamarko's done enough, and one has thumped that into the second tier at Orlando Stadium.
Yes, a sign of desperation as well. When your body positioning it isn't well, you're not supposed to shoot. Don't even take a chance. You still can recycle the ball, and also you can high up the pitch in an advanced area. You can recycle the ball and create opportunities from there. You can see also the disappointment on Mukwane's face and the coach.
And that is the look of a man who is fairly unhappy with what he's seen out there, whether that be perhaps the way his team turned up in the first half, or the goal that Orlando Pirates have just scored and the contentious nature of it. A very long way back now, but Nyama. Conviction with that ball in field. Didn't seem like he was looking for anyone in particular as Kelly Lapasa picks it up. Monare Maswanganye. Otto, he's been industrious since coming on. You can say that if not for him, the moment where they score the second goal would not have materialized.
Of course. Clever play from him, being able to anticipate that ball from Phyllis and steal it from there, and uses speed and aggression to get inside the box, and what's important as well is the composure that is inside the box, to find your player, to find your teammate to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. And that was a good cross, even though it was intended to Lipasa, but yet again Maswanganyi finds himself in the back post.
So, should we try and settle the debate that has no doubt been raging at home amongst all those watching? Did Maswanganyi's shot cross the line? Here is as good a look as we can offer you.
Yeah.
And I would say there's a part of the circumference of the ball overhanging the line, just at least from that angle.
Exactly. And they always tell us about the whole circumference of the ball needs to be over the line.
Oh, Chaine has made a wonderful save here.
Good save there from China. That's Rhodes again.
Preserves the 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, Rhodes again, the skill. This is what they needed from the first half. Somebody will take initiative in and around those areas to create something there. And with the skill and technique, China making sure that keeps the score 0.
Surprisingly, Jaden Rhodes is still yet to score his first ever senior goal. Taking it short here from the corner, Mayo gets a call in his favour. I think the referee's made their call on the advice of the second assistant, Judge Dlamini.
And the ball was stuck there in his feet, isn't it? And of course, there is a trip there from Dlamini. But there, Mayo should be careful there once Orlando Pirates steal that ball from there.
Maswanganyi, the latest recipient of a yellow card. The other 2 men that have gone into the book have since departed the park, Gonzalez and Sibisi. City might have been a little deflated after the second went in. There's still time for them to turn this game on its head. Perhaps galvanized by the perceived injustice of that second goal. Nyama's whipped it towards the back post. Not well cleared, at least initially, by Orlando Pirates, who now get it away. Rhodes. Mokeke. Van Heerden. There's Guriman lifting it forward for Zapata. Now Mayela has found Lepasa, waiting for some reinforcements. Maswanganyi on the scene. Second home fixture in the league this season for Orlando Pirates. They are hoping for a clean sheet. They weren't able to get one against Royal AM in their other home fixture. Did get a clean sheet against Skukuni in the MTNA quarterfinals though. But I guess when they got on the front foot a little more towards the second part of last season, they were shipping goals more frequently as they really turn on the style here. Dion Hoto. Maswanganyi almost links back up with him via the back here. Four clean sheets in their first 5 home games last season, by the way, and they just won in the next 10. So perhaps that's one area for concern. When they started to improve in almost every facet, that's one area that suffered, as Cape Town City come looking for their opening goal. Want to cut the arrears in half, and Nyama has steered it over.
This is the second chance for Nyama inside the box and on his left foot. You can see there. A good connection there, good power, but couldn't find the target. And that's what you want from your inverted winger. The ball is on the other side. You want him to be inside the box, and a lot of positive play from Cape Town City in the second half.
Well, it's been 7 shots apiece, but Orlando Pirates a lot more economical, and their rate of accuracy a lot better. 6 of their shots have hit the target. Kize. Guane turns away from danger, and then he's asked too much of Nyama. Tinkler still prowling the technical area. He will certainly be seeking clarity on that second goal, I'm sure. Win against Morocco Swallows earlier in the season for Cape Town City, but lost on their travels against Supersport United. Who is next for Orlando Pirates? We know that they head to the Islands over the weekend, but I think that's more of a rhetorical question. Sort out the home form, or rather the away form of Cape Town City towards the latter stages of last season, as Lepasa shapes to shoot. He wanted to curl another one into the top corner.
Yeah. And it was inviting, isn't it? Like he gets into this run there. That control says it all. You can see his body shape. He wants to curl it there. Again. Could have been something else to score the similar goals, similar fashion in the same game.
Nyama, a little bit of space to work. Comes in fields, and Maela's dealt with his cross. Kize. Kick in space. Van Heerden. 90 seconds of regulation time remains. Marco, a flick of the head and it's clear. Dion Hotto now, he wants to get moving. Maswangani, lovely touch, can he thread it through? Here's the pace of Hotto up against Phillies. He'll wait a beat, he finds Lepasa, Sakele Lepasa! Straight at Darren Keats.
Sangani is having a great game today. Good pass to Hotto. And I thought Hotto there will actually get into the box and try and isolate that 1v1 and maybe cut in to his left foot to be able to have a shot and goal, but he gave it to Lepasa. Lepasa still got it on target.
Zapata, he's got a bit lucky. Decent ball in. Needed a tiniest clearance from Oki. 2 goals for Tavella Oki last season. Not as prolific as times at Amazulu, but scored the crucial penalty and the equaliser in the Nedbank Cup final. Forever be remembered for that. Zakelele Pasa's goal tonight will live long in the memory. Maswan Ganye's goal might live in infamy. Contentious, will no doubt be debated far and wide. His name is on the score sheet to crown what has been a really wonderful performance from Maswan Ganye. And he's in pursuit of this loose ball. Pirates will have plenty of support in the Western Cape this weekend, then the international break where they'll be able to watch some of their players, including Lepasa, turn out for Bafana Bafana. Cape Town City won't have any obligations until after the international break. They'll be away to AmaZulu after the FIFA window is over. Aside they played 3 times last season, a draw and a defeat in the league. They also lost in the MTN8 quarterfinals against AmaZulu last term. Tim with a rare mistake. Zapata infield for Mayo. Nare with a strong challenge. And he's come away with it. That's what Ganye caught. Pirates fans appreciating the efforts of their team this evening. Many would have been hoping that just for the sake of competitiveness, that perhaps SuperSport United could keep pace with Mamelodi Sundowns at the top of the standings. With their failure to win today means that they are 5 points behind Sundowns, as are Le Montfort Golden Arrows, who moved up to second as a result of their victory. Orlando Pirates will put more points on the board. They will move to 7. They will usurp TS Galaxy in 4th spot on goal difference, laying a foundation to try and challenge for the title this season. Time's almost up at the Orlando Stadium. Jaden Rhodes has to track back. Lamini in pursuit. The final whistle sounds in Soweto, and Jose Rivero has guided Orlando Pirates to just their 2nd league victory of the season. They recover from the draw against Chippa United in what was their last DStv Premiership obligation, but after success in continental football, they return to domestic action and get the job done against a Cape Town City side who may feel a little aggrieved about the 2nd goal. It was an incredibly tight call, which I'm sure will be scrutinized at length in the days to come.